Why does it look all like matty?
and not gloss.
Yeah. We are tackling the biggest project yet on our 414,000 kilometer gamble.
One good pass could change it all. One wrong move and watch it fall.
Hold on to it, hold on to it. Oh.
First thing we're going to do, remove the hose to the windscreen washer so that it makes it so much easier for me to get through to everything else, because at this very moment I can't reach it. So clip down here, make sure you hold on to that so you don't snap it. And then this should easily just pull out. Ta-da! If anyone has removed these before, please feel free to comment below on an easy way to do this. This is my first time and it may not be pretty. Screwdriver from above. Now, apparently you get it in there and you, oh. What was that? What was that? I don't know. Something went flying. Down there. This is what's popped off. I was a little aggressive with the screwdriver, but that will go back on there. So gas struts have been removed, as well as the hosing for the windscreen washer. Now what you want to do is loosen off these bolts, but you don't want to take them off completely, because if you do that, then this bonnet is just going to fling straight back in the windscreen and crack it. So you want to do a little bit by little bit on each side. I've got my ratchet and my 12mm socket. Now I want to put it on and just, oh, that was nice and easy. Do I keep going? It feels pretty loose. Do the other one. Oh, that one's loose too. This is so like scary. Oh, it's off. It's off.
2 hands on the bonnet. Walk your way around.
600 grit sandpaper. So I'm going to start in the middle and work my way this way. When we get on these little curves and everything, we'll probably use just our hand sandpaper just to get in here nice and smoothly. You want to make sure that when you're sanding that you're kind of not on an angle or anything like that. You want to keep it firm to the surface. There you go. So that's just like, I'm holding literally no pressure on that. So yeah, wow, look at that. That's pretty cool. It's very exciting.
What you doing there?
Shaking my etch primer.
Nice one. So you're about to etch prime, not the entire bonnet.
Yeah, just the areas that are obviously showing up, like the metal bits. So this is going to act as like a base, I guess, like a rust protectant.
We've run wax and grease remover over it. We've cleaned it all up.
Yeah.
Getting ready to lay it down.
Yeah. All right, ready to go.
Hold up for a second. So when you use the can, it's a case of going like.
Oh, okay. So don't shoot it all at once.
Slow the can down. There needs to be more control in the can, and it's a case of less of a rush.
Less of a rush.
Yep. That's it. And again. That's it. And again. That's it. Now you got the hang of it. This is our spray booth.
Yeah.
So Lisa was right. Painting it in the garage was going to be a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah.
It's just a big job to cover everything up. We could have done it, but you know, I didn't want the house smelling like paint. It's an 8-person tent and it's just got enough room for us to be able to do this. What we're working with is paint that's been mixed up for the particular color. It's called warm silver. The code is just underneath the engine bay. You get the code, get it mixed up. It's all in a pressure pack. Wish us luck. We're at the point now where we get to buff the bonnet and make it look as shiny as we possibly can. What we're choosing to use is Maguire's. So we've got the ultimate compound and we've also got the ultimate polish. Now the reason behind us using this is after all the research we did, this is the product that people recommended the most. We bought it with our own money. Let me take that off you. We bought it with our own money and this bottle doesn't stand up by itself, but hopefully it stands up to the torturous sun on our paintwork. Yeah. We have a buffing machine, which Lisa's going to go crazy with in just a moment. So first of all, we use the ultimate compound and it's going to really cut back any of the fine scratches or anything like that that are left in the paint and bring it to a nice gloss. And then the ultimate polish is going to get rid of any of the swirl marks or any of the fine scratches or defects in it like that. Just touch it down and then move it to another spot and touch it down and move it to another spot. So we're just going to spread the compound out, not any further down than that. We're going to go out now. So they recommend to do this in 60 centimeter squares because you don't want the product to dry on the paint. Okay, so it's on, and then you're going to press the plus button.
Ah!
Hold on to it at the end, and nice and flat on the surface. Nice and flat. And you don't want to stay on one area too long. Just keep it moving. All right. Good job.
It's actually quite heavy.
And
It's
then
getting a little dead arm.
we just buff that off.
Oh, look at that. Not so bad. It's kind of hard to get like in the little corners, hey? Well, not hard. Okay. It's nice.
All right.
Oh,
Next.
that's so cool. Isn't it?
Much-
Are we doing more?
Yeah. Nice and flat, baby.
How'd I go?
Nicely done.
It was a little, I might have missed a little bit. Yeah, I didn't. Oh no, maybe I don't.
Kind of missed a lot.
Did I? Yeah. What did I miss at all?
All up front. It's okay. We'll just do it with the cloth.
Okay.
There you go.
Wow. It's very nice.
If you remember, this is the side of the car that all of this was just flaking off. So out of a rattle can, we've got no more flaking. The paint is the correct color. We haven't cleaned up the guard yet, but it matches. It's a perfect match. You couldn't tell between the two. But we do need to level with you.
We do.
It's not 100%.
It's close. It's like 89%.
So my favorite shark in the ocean just so happens to be the tiger shark. So in honor of that, you can see that we do have some tiger stripes on the bonnet. What that is I was given instructions, and they're the correct instructions for maybe a professional, but I was given instructions to hold the can on the last on the last coat to hold the can quite high and just dust the metallic over it to give it that beautiful metallic finish. However, because the spray, and this is what I'm told, because the spray isn't very broad on a can, I've ended up having overlap sections where there is more metallic in strips than what there is on the rest of the bonnet. So in certain light and in certain angles, and certainly the angle that you're on right now,
It's looking pretty good.
there's tiger stripes.
Yeah.
It is super flat.
Yeah.
The clear laid down incredibly flat, so there's no bumps or ripples. There's no orange peel. It looks incredible in comparison to what it was. I think the saying is good from far, far from good. Don't worry, I did ask a friend who is a professional painter, how do I fix this? What do I do? And his answer was do it again. So
I'm not doing it again.
sand it back and start from scratch.
No.
That's more work than I'm prepared to put in right now, especially because we've got so much else going on that you guys haven't seen yet, which is super exciting. We've got a bunch of parts that have arrived, and this is getting it back to a satisfactory condition that it's okay and paint's not flicking off everywhere. There is something else coming up which will mend this. Well, you know, there's always stuff going on around here. Lisa won the paint booth battle of not painting in the garage and using the tent, as you saw, but she did lose the bull bar battle. Look forward to showing you what we're doing, because it's not standard off the shelf. We're not just buying something. Like true to the channel, we're doing this on a budget, so we are building the front end ourselves, and we're much better at building front ends than we are at painting bonnets, I got to tell you. So
Are we?
thanks again for watching.
Are we?
You are. Thanks again for watching. Have a rad week.
Yep. We'll see you guys in the next episode.